Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another of the Simply Mail Solutions webinars. Today, our subject is going to be an acronym, another one in the series, which is AIP, and AIP stands for Azure Information Protection. And this afternoon we will be talking about what AIP is and how it may well be of help to you. So I'm joined today by Martin Barber, who is a specialist in this particular sector, who's going to be helping me as we step through it. So really moving forward as we normally do and tell you about us. Which is, of course, these series of webinars, and indeed we're always here at the end of a phone or at the end of a Teams call, is here really to help you and to be able to assist in plotting you through the whole world of Microsoft and the solutions that are out there to ensure that our current customers and any potential new customers get the best they can out of the services that we provide you with. We've been in business for many years. We are a specialist in this particular area, and we're delighted that you've joined us today on this webinar, as we said, which will be stepping us through AIP, or Azure Information Protection. And at this point, I'd like to hand over really to Martin at the beginning of this and say, Martin, perhaps you could tell me exactly what AIP is and does.
Yeah, no problem, Chris. Hello, everyone. So what is AIP? So AIP is Azure Information Protection. It is a cloud-based solution that enables organizations to classify and protect documents and emails by applying labels and using things like email encryption.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And how does it do that? How does it protect our data that we are currently utilizing?
So basically, AIP uses a thing called Azure Rights Management Service, which is built into actual Azure to protect the data. Integrates it with cloud-based services and applications such as Office 365 and Azure Active Directory. You can also use your own third-party applications to protect it as well, but fundamentally it's the RMS service that actually uses the encryption to identify policies within AIP itself by using things such as labels for labeling documents and emails and basically your data effectively.
Fabulous. And I guess that's a further layer with regards to email, and perhaps you could explain how that integrates together.
Yeah, no problem. So basically how it integrates is a service that you can add on to your current subscription. It does come with some of the bigger plans, like the enterprise plans as well. But basically it adds an icon to your Office applications such as Outlook or Word, Excel, that kind of thing, called Protect. This allows you to protect the document, but you can set specific labels. So for example, if you have a finance department and you want to make stuff confidential, you can actually put a label on that for confidential. Only certain key people can actually see that data or that document or email that you have. You can add custom labels to it as well. And also the client can effectively enable users to specific labels as well within the AIP service for documents and things like that.
So that's ideal, particularly with customers perhaps that are working in what I would call a compliant environment, such as law firms, etc., where the integrity of the data is an actual vital part of the way their organisations work.
Yeah, exactly. Anything like legal or finance, that kind of thing. Anything that's data's where it's confidential. You can apply confidential labels. You can put highly confidential labels. You can pretty much add whichever suits your business requirements. You can actually set that up for within AIP itself. Yeah.
Brilliant. And another word that's bandied around quite a lot in this stack is the product Intune. Perhaps you could explain what Intune is and how that fits into the AIP stack.
Okay, so Intune is basically is another cloud-based service with two key elements. It has mobile device management and mobile application management. These two make up Intune effectively. So basically, it's how your organization control devices that are used within the corporate sort of world or within your business world. So things like mobile phones, tablets, and laptops, you can actually apply specific policies to control certain applications on say a phone, for example. And you can also restrict things like emails being sent from outside your organization's domain on there. You can even set it to only allow your work email account to be used on, say, Outlook on your phone or on your tablet, for example. So you can restrict it to do things like that as well. And you can also control what apps are installed on the device. One of the key importance of the Tune is, though, that you can actually send remote wipes to devices. So if somebody's phone's stolen or you leave it on the train or something, you can send a remote wipe to it and it will completely erase everything.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And enrolled devices, what are they?
So enrolled devices are devices that you effectively enroll within the Intune service to access your organization resources. So you will enroll a device, whether it's a laptop, tablet or phone, to the Intune service, and then that can be managed by the company's IT administrator on what they can do. So they can restrict certain applications being used. They can also push things like certificates or any sort of updates to the device. They can also they can check security of the device to make sure, like if it's an iPhone, there is a term called jailbroken devices, which are devices that are effectively unlocked, which means you can install your own custom iOS version or whatever version you like on the device, which is completely not something that we would ever recommend to anyone to do that. But you can, if somebody has got a device like that, they can actually, within Intune, they can restrict that from occurring, basically. Because it stops them actually doing that. And they also have access to things like user reports and things like that within what's going on with the devices as well.
Right. Well, within that, and of course, moving on to managed apps, which is the next component part that we're going to talk about. Some of what we've just covered there might well be quite complicated for some of our smaller clients who may not have that level of IT expertise within them. How can we help in terms of setting up an AIP and Intune solution?
So we can add the services to the accounts for people. With AIP, it's a case of the end user or the end customer would need to know what sort of labeling they want, so we can give them guidance for doing things like that. They would need to implement what they wanted for their own security, but we're here to give them guidance on what they can do and what they can't do, and where they can go and set things up. With Intune, that's something that we can turn on for them, but they would need to enable. They would have to actually add an application on their device in order to log into it. So because obviously it's an app that you get for your device itself that you log into, and that's what applies all the policies and all the security permissions and things like that. So, but we're here to help on all this anyway. We can advise what they need to do.
Brilliant. So moving on to obviously yet another acronym, which is MAM, okay, or managed apps. Could you step us through how they work?
Yeah, so this is just basically another section of Intune that's designed to protect organizations' data at an application level. So you've got custom apps from or store apps on the device, or you've got apps that have specific data for the company. So you may have project management apps or something like that installed that contains sensitive information. You can control how that is done. Like I say, at a policy level. So you can effectively you can actually send remote wipes to it to wipe that data, just that data and that data only. But you can assign apps to specific user groups, specific people, specific devices. You can have them start or run with specific settings enabled, and see reports and track what's going on with them. It's fully managed, basically. It's a fully managed system from an application level, basically.
Great. And then how do we integrate all of those components together into a compliance a solution that provides us with a policy and conditional access solution for our customers?
So that is basically all done by Azure AD. So within Azure AD, on certain plans, they allow you to do conditional access where you can only allow certain people to access certain areas of the service, basically. So that's literally done all by Azure AD itself. So you can, like I say, you can restrict accessing network resources and email SharePoint for certain people. You can lock it down pretty much to the bare minimum, basically, for the end user, and it's fully audit logged, so you've got full login available, so you can see what's going on by the end user.
Great. Well, today we've covered, as I said at the beginning, a number of components that all have or are confusing acronyms with them for those that. We've covered Active Directory or AD, we've covered AIP or Azure Information Protection, we've talked about Intune, and of course all of those go together to give an enhanced security solution for our customers. Security today is really non-discretionary for any business that wishes to protect its customers, its staff and its data. And these solutions, we are here to help you to put together and assemble to provide that kind of wraparound solution to give you the most effective and secure use of your data within a Microsoft environment. So we've been here, as you know, since 2006. And we are a specialist in this sector, as I've said earlier on. We are happy to take calls from you on our help desk, talk to you, advise you about the current solutions you've got, and perhaps how this particular solution may help you within security or any of the other subjects that we've been covering in our webinar series over the last couple of months. You'll find our contact details on the last and final slide, where you can get us by email, by telephone, and of course we'd be delighted to talk to you on Teams. So thank you very much again today for watching another in our series of webinars. Please keep safe and please keep well, and we look forward to seeing you again shortly. And so it's goodbye from me, it's goodbye from Martin, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much. Bye.